Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Secretariat, I warmly welcome you to our member sensitization session under the theme Beyond the Payslip, Turning Your Side Hustle into a Sustainable Income Stream. We are delighted to see our members joining us here physically at the auditorium. And we also have about 66 members that have joined us so far online, and more will be coming in as we continue. But as MURBS, we pride in ourselves for keeping time, and so we would like to kick off the program. And so we are grateful for those that have made it on time, and your presence really demonstrates a strong commitment to ensure that you plan well for your retirement. So to start off, I would like to invite our trustee, Mr. Joseph Ikarokok, to lead us in an opening prayer.
Thank you, Rebecca. I want to take this opportunity to greet all of you. A very good afternoon to all of you, both the online and the physical audience. In the program, I'm supposed to be given a very important task of opening prayer. So wherever you are, just humble yourself and we have a word of prayer. Loving Father, we thank you this afternoon for bringing us together, both physically and online. And Lord, we pray that may the power of the Holy Spirit come over and control us in this sensitization meeting that is going to be conducted by our own Dr. Sarah Bimbona. And whatever she's going to deliver, it's going to be for the benefit of the members who are present online and physical, and even those who are not here. Lord, we pray that this message should bring a transformation to our lives before we retire, such that it makes us prepare well, that retirement should not be a threat. It should be something that will be welcomed with peace. And Lord, we pray, may you touch the trustees, the secretariat, and all the stakeholders, that we continue upholding and doing our job as it is mandated in the scheme rules and the trust deed. Lord, we thank you and we bless your name. All this I've prayed in Jesus' name. God bless you.
Thank you very much for that prayer. It's now my pleasure to invite our Secretary, Board of Trustees, CPA Angida Francesca Mujema, to deliver the welcome remarks and recent developments in the scheme. Please, you can clap for her as she comes up.
Thank you. Good afternoon, members, both physical and online. You're most welcome today to our member sensitization session. Right about now, I'm going to give a brief about a recent, I already mentioned my name, CP Angida Francesca Mujema. I'm going to talk about the recent development that has happened at the scheme. But before I do that, I want to take this honor to welcome all of you here. And in a special, I want to welcome the trustees present. Amidst us is Mr. Joseph Ikarokok. And Joseph, stand up for recognition. Other trustees are attending online, and others will be joining us along the way. Also, I want to recognize and welcome members of university management present and online, staff association executives, Masa Mwasa and Noel. Also, I want to welcome all members of the scheme. You who are here and others who are attending online, you're most welcome. Last but not least, I want to welcome and recognize the members of the Secretariat. Those who are here, kindly stand up for recognition. We have Juliet Nabukera, the PPO. We have Nairuba Rebecca, the pension officer. Then we have Mrs. Lona Asingwire, our scheme administrator, the other side seated. You are most welcome. Once again, I want to remind us about our vision, which is transforming members' lives for a fulfilling retirement journey. To fulfill this, we conduct member sensitization sessions. We cannot achieve our mission or vision unless we continuously involve and engage our members to give them the mandate and to help them to see that they transform their lives now and in the life to come in the future as they retire. Today we shall be privileged to have our own doctor from MURBS who is going to present to us. I'll give you her biography when time comes. She's going to talk about the topic which is beyond the pay slip, which focuses on how to turn your side hustles into a sustainable income. Are we not all eager and glad to hear about that? We shall be there. We are not going to remain the same because we are going to engage and we shall not go back the same way. Once again, I want to inform us members that our scheme offices, MURBS offices, were relocated on the 2nd of February, 2026 to our new home, our new house, which is located at House 183 Fig Tree Lane along Full Road. Those of us who are here, we may wish to pass by as we're going home. It is just across there, opposite courses. Yeah, it is on the ground and it is convenient for access for all of us who are in the evening and who are in our young age, because it is just on the ground floor and it is easy to access as you enter the main entrance of Makerere University. And we are informing you that the offices are always open from Monday to Friday and from 8 to 5 p.m. Whoever wants to have services, you are welcome physically. Once again, I want to talk about the contributions for half a year because we are reporting from July to December, which is half a year. July to January, beyond half a year, were remitted by the sponsor and they were credited to member accounts. Some of us who received messages, you might have to attest with me. That time there was a slight delay for December, but finally we pursued with the sponsor and the money was posted to our respective accounts. So now there is no debt with the sponsor. Then contributions for February also are under reconciliation and will be credited to the member accounts before the close of business tomorrow, Friday, 6 March. Because we have just received our salaries and now they are processing to credit our accounts. I hope all of us do receive notifications. If you do not receive a notification, please feel free to contact the offices and also to access the portal, member portal, and register so that we also start receiving your messages. When it comes, it shows you the money that you'd have received for that specific month and the overall balance that you'd have received. Yeah. And in case there's any member who has a query regarding their individual contributions, you should also contact the offices. They are open from Monday to Friday. There's also a QR code which you can view and it guides you on how to register so that you can keep accessing your data. Members also wish to inform us about our performance for the half year. Yeah, our net assets now stand at 508.8 billion, which means we are now beyond. We have crossed the $500 billion. Soon we shall be called a trillion scheme and above. So we are moving steadily. And then our contributions that have been received so far are 18 billion for half a year. And then our return on investment so far is 35 billion. And then our benefits paid to our members is 13 billion. We keep paying people who exit the scheme through retirement and death, whichever. Then also, I want to inform new members that as of now, our total members are 8,620, which comprises of 3,353 being active members. Active members, what do I mean? People who are on the payroll, who are receiving salary on a monthly basis. Then deferred members are those other members whose money we are still keeping, but they are no longer with us for one reason or the other, or they have not yet collected it through in-house, or they are still keeping their money with the scheme. They are deferred members, they are not active members. Then the statement of changes in net asset. This is a summary that shows us the total net increase in the assets after tax, which is 28 billion 269 773, showing line by line contribution that we have received so far. It is a comparison of half a year and the close of business last year. Last year we got contributions of 35 billion. Now we have, as the mid of the year, we have so far received 17. Benefits paid, we paid 21, now 12 so far. Net dealings, additional dealings from members, 5 billion. And then net investment income, 35. Gains and losses, 12 and 5. Losses were under the sale of our equities in Umeme. Then we have gains on treasury bonds and fair value gains. You can keep reading. The net, the return on investment is 35. I had already read that figure. Those are the returns so far we have received for half a year. Administrative expenses, 1.2 billion, and net dealings with in-house benefits, 727 billion, and increase in net assets before tax, 33 billion, and then income tax, 4 billion, and net increase in net assets after tax, 28 billion. Members, I want to inform you that we always have limits of how we invest our funds. When we collect our money from the sponsor, we invest it. So and it makes profits, and those profits are the ones that we finally distribute to the members. The biggest percentage of our investment at 80% is in local government securities. Those are bonds, corporate. Then we have corporate bonds at 0. Bonds, treasury bonds are the ones at 80%. Which translates 88.3% of our money that we invest. Then we have quoted equities, East African equities at 0.4. Those are the limits beyond which we cannot go. You cannot invest all 100% on the bond because UBRA, the regulator, requires us to operate in that manner. Then we have cash and at bank. It shouldn't go beyond 1%, meaning it should not have to keep cash, but also have collective investment schemes, which is at 30%, translating 8.1. The other one is 5%. Then we have real estate investment, which is our land in Sonde, which is not supposed to go beyond 30%, and it's translating 3% of our investment. And that is how 100% investment of the funds is allocated. The scheme received approval of UBRA to invest up to 90% in government securities. However, we normally have to seek for permission if at all we are to adjust anything regarding that. Because bonds are risk-free, we had to seek permission and we increased from 88 to 90%. Members, I also want to member ongoing activities. A review of member digital system to facilitate the integration of MURBS MURBS services is ongoing, and then also an ongoing survey to get feedback on member requirements. There is that QR code for the members to to evaluate the scheme, and there are also forms at the entrance for the members to fill and give us some feedback. Yes, and other official communication. MURBS shares information via our official communications, which is through SMSs, emails, and social media. We have our public relations officer, Nairobi, Miss Nairobi Rebecca. I hope all of you know her. Please, can you stand up again? She's really doing us a very good job. We receive messages now and again, and she's really keeping us up to date. And as far as our information is concerned, yeah. But we only have to, we normally communicate official information, which is important for the members. Now, we also want to inform you about the upcoming activities, which will soon come. We have Women's Day commemoration. Women in the house, please put up your hands, clap for yourselves. Yeah, women in the house welcome you, and we appreciate you, and we value so much, even men, but women who are here. On 11th March, we shall have a commemoration for Women's Day. We shall give you the feedback, and we shall tell you how we are going to handle it. We shall handle it in style. Then we have member sensitization session, which will be on Thursday, 18th of June, 2026. We keep having them on a quarterly basis, apart from the one which we are going to have today. Now, be ready. Be ready for the guests in the house. This is what we have today. We are very anxious and happy to receive what we have in the package. Today, who is our facilitator? I'm glad to inform you that today we shall have one of our own, Dr. Sarah Bimbona, who is an accomplished academic, leader, and enrollment practitioner with over 15 years of experience in higher education, business development, and strategic leadership. She currently serves as a director of Makerere University Entrepreneurship and an outreach center and lecturer in the Department of Marketing and Management at Makerere University. He is recognized for advancing entrepreneurship, innovation, and university industry collaboration, leading initiatives that translate academic research into practical business solutions and community impact. Through her mentorship and entrepreneurship programs, she supports innovators and incubators until they are able to build sustainable enterprises independently. Dr. Bimbona holds a PhD in marketing from Monash University, Australia, a Master of Science in Marketing from Makerere University, and about her topic, she's going to talk about beyond the payslip, turning your side hustles into a sustainable income. Financial security goes beyond relying on a single monthly salary. As the cost of living and nature of work evolves, members are encouraged to explore additional income streams that leverage their professional expertise, skill, and passions. This session will highlight practical ways members can identify, formalize, and grow side hustles that complement formal employment while strengthening long-term financial security. What is the goal of this? It is to equip members with practical insights to build sustainable additional income streams, to enhance financial resilience, and to strengthen preparations for securing a dignified retirement. Right about now, without wasting time, let us join our hands together and welcome Dr. Sarah Bimbona to come and speak to us. Dr. Sarah, you're welcome. You're most welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everywhere. I want or I have two questions for the online coaching. Just on the mind, but I'm not going on.
It won't.
Yeah, we have online, but also, yes, I also want to see you face to face, because if I have to maintain, then I have to walk to the last person here so that we can engage. Temulira bubi. It's a nice thing to be together, right? So allow me to greet you once again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Era musembedde mabega temwagala basimanyi lwaki temwagala mu maaso. Bakutidde oba gwe obodde mabega. Have you started sharing? Can it be seen?
Yes.
The slides? Okay. So about 15 years ago, a young man about 28 years then was seated in a classroom with a chalk, very disgruntled. One, because he had a lot of responsibilities, but he had little authority, which all of us have. We have responsibilities, but we have little authority. This created a burnout. And when he was disgruntled, he started thinking, I have a young family. He had just gotten married. I have a young family. How do I make sure that I benefit the family so that they are happy? We all strive as individuals to make the first person who is our family member very happy. So as he moved around, he was wondering, what can I really do? Because being a primary school teacher does not earn you a lot, does it? Does it earn us a lot? It does not earn a lot until maybe of recent, when the science people were given more and the arts were not given more money. So this young man was just about married, just about to start his family. And so as he moved around, he saw things that started igniting some passion. Because we all know that our formal employment, all of us, whatever role or job that you do, uses just a fraction of your capability. Am I wrong? Just a fraction of it. We are all empowered differently. But because we get a job, we sort of settle. Personally, when I was growing up, I never dreamt of becoming a teacher. But when an opportunity came, I was like, okay, Kankolechi, answer me. So each one of us, an opportunity came in, and I was like, okay, this one I can take on. So this young man was a teacher, and I was like, yes, however much I'm a teacher, there are other things that I can be passionate about. So what he did was to go about and saw someone flying some matoke. Okay? The person was flying matoke, no value addition, no nothing. He looked at them while on his honeymoon. He looked at them and said, what can I do different from these people? Besides, in my country, in Uganda, we cannot do something like that, and we don't have it. Okay? So he started which is easily accessible. I think it's about 50,000 or less. And a liter or two of cooking oil, that is 15,000. Because a liter is 8,500 of oil. So about 3 ngabolaba, that chikalai there. That is how the young man started with his wife, just the two of them. 15 years today, you all know about Sam's Foods, right? You know Psalms? Manange, do you know Psalms? Have you tested the Psalms product? So 15 years from then to today, Psalms has now employs over 500 people. How many of you have been working with Makerere and do not employ any other person apart from your maid? Even the maid, sometimes they're like, I can do these things myself, right? You don't even employ them. Or when you call them, you are employing your sister, your singer's daughter. They come to visit and they do all this work. 15 years, he's employing over 500 people. And he has moved away from his facility to now 22,000. 22,000. Omuntu eyatandikira mukali akasigiri nga bwe mukalabye. Are we together? So what is your excuse? 2 liters of cooking oil, hardly a bunch of gonja, and maybe because what he did, we all know, and if you have tried a business, he went and bought a candle and started selling the kavera. A candle. Started selling and selling. And this is one thing that we are going all to look at, the opportunity within and up near us. So what Psalms did, he did not leave his employment then. Okay? He did not leave. He stayed alongside working with his business and his formal employment. Why? Because he did not have a lot of resources and it was only his salary that could support him. As a teacher, sometimes you don't even have enough to get a bigger loan. So what he did was to get his money and know that this part I can invest back in my business. So for 4 years, Psalms continued working alongside his business. So during the day, and this all the time we all have, during the day, he would be a teacher. After 5, he would run to fly or to look for customers or to do something about his business because he was passionate about. Psalms did not train to become a chef. He didn't know anything to do with the oil and cooking and all that. But he had the passion and he had the willingness to change his status. Because the money was not, just like we complain every single day, the money is never enough. So we need to diversify. So that was Psalms then. Today, when you see this gentleman here, we were there at his factory at the beginning. Now it is us, the university, going to look for him. What happened? What happened? What was your passion? How did you? We are now interested. Then we were not, because it was nothing with his Pasania and his Jalo, like you see, and his beautiful wife next to him. And that's how they started their business. This is the husband. If you look at, this is the husband, a teacher. Maybe on this day he had come back from work and the wife had prepared something small for him. As like, first eat this food. So you get the energy and then you go and ride. 15 years ago, at the age of 28. How old is he today? I'm much older than him. Much older than him. So that is the story of Psalms. And this is now his facility. This is his facility. Today, we visited, you saw me on Monday. Our Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs visited and said, Chitufu, she had to go. Ministers, ambassadors, everybody. Once he tells you his story, you really want to go. Don't you want to go there? Nansa Nkowe. So 15 years ago, he started from the flying pan. Today, he's automated. I wish I could show you all the photos that we saw from his facility. Still with his wife, they took us around the facility. With your doctorate and your PhDs and your whatever jobs that you do, you are walking around. I was like, what can I do to make sure that I also earn another living, or I be able to impact? He was a teacher. Now he's an industrialist. He's changing. He has revolutionized the food industry. Now he started with Sam's. Now he has about 3 brands. He has the Sam's Food, he has the Crunchables, and the African Harvest. 3 of them. And today I have the pleasure of serving one of the brands to those who are present in the house. He's very generous, by the way, very generous. During COVID, now this comes home. During COVID, when you look at me, you're like, Onomukazi, huh? So when we went into lockdown, I to be, and your day, go out. I know most of you are Christians and Muslims, but on a Friday, if you are not, you know what happens. Every evening we would go out with my friends. On that Friday evening, we would go out, enjoy a couple of drinks, but share a pizza. Okay? So time when we went into lockdown, I love to eat. And I'm paid for it, by the way. I'm paid. So some companies, they invite me to test their food. I've done that for Sam's. I test their food, their products, and I'm saying, there's something missing. And I do that. So don't fail to employ me and give me money to eat your food. So as I was there, lockdown, we don't go anywhere. It's only the border moving. We are craving for this thing. I was like, Naisala, why don't you start something that you like so much? We started cooking. We started the pizza. We tested it ourselves. It was nice. Yeah, we thought it was, it can be nice. Then let's send it to a few family members and we see. So that is how we gave birth to our fast food online delivery of slices and more. I only have about 2 customers in the audience. That is Madame Betty and Elizabeth. So you can order from us. So we only do 100%. Why? Because we have a kitchen. We have a what? How many of you have kitchens? Sorry. How many of you have kitchens that are big and precious, but you cannot get any value from it, not even squeezing tunda for the neighbors who have a birthday function? So that's what we did. We went, our kitchen, we had an oven, so let's first try. And then from there, what happened was to call our networks, which we have as an employee of Makerere University. You have what? You have what? Oh, you don't know that you have. So what I would do, I would get this photo here, post it on Moasa, okay? Post it on my Rotary Club. Post it on the primary group that we have. Before you know it, a day, I get 10 orders. So if I have 10 orders and I'm selling each at 25 or 10K, how much do I have? From my kitchen, I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying musolo. I'm not paying anything. But I'm using the extra time. And this is something that we all have. We have the evenings after work, and we all have the weekends. Not so. And the most important thing is that we have a passion of something that they always ask you to do. Your friends know you about something. They come to you and say, Gundi, so go manyokola obutunda obulungi, tukolere ko olwaleero mulumbe gwokola obutunda. Kumbaga gwokola obutunda. You are the same person. That means there's something good about your hands. We all have gifted hands. So if they ever consult you for anything, that is your starting point of a side hustle. So what is a side hustle? What is a side hustle? Extra business that you do outside your formal employment. Anything that you do, it can be one, two, or multiple businesses that you do. The only challenge or the only thing with a side hustle, it should be able to run even if you are not there. If it has to depend on you, that means you are still employed. Are we together? So as you think about a side hustle, can it continue to run when I'm not there so that it supplements the income that I have? We all see in Uganda, the salary is no longer enough. And we complain about this every single day, that it is not enough. But what do we do about it? What can we do about it? The only way you can do, the only solution you have at the individual level is start up your own business somewhere. You may not even be the one doing it, but as long as it gives you extra money on your salary or on your account, as long as money is coming. So I looked at the statistics. Between 25 and 39% of all the employees in Uganda, all the employees depend on the paycheck. Month in, month out, month in. And that's because that is what we have been trained to do. Go to school, study, get a job, wait for a salary. Partly used for that salary, maybe you can get a loan, you can pay. As when you save, it on only one thing. It is very hard for you to buy a house 100% yourself. I want you to sit down and calculate your salary that you get. Calculate the salary that you get and the piece of land being sold in Uganda. If you wanted to buy a 50 by 100, how much is it? Joseph, you know the things of land. How much is a 50 by 100? Let's talk posh Makerere University staff. You don't take us to Sonde, put us around Namugongo there, where we can easily access. 75 million. So 75 million, calculate your salary. When will you raise the 75 million? Okay, 64 around Namugongo. Calculate your salary. And how many years? Atamba, you know numbers. If you have 74 and you're earning, how much is the average? 5 what? 5 million. You're earning 5 million. Mwenga mwesim. Febala ku average tuli ku million nga 2 kitundu awo. Ogenda ko ate ng'oziteekayo 100%. Tokwatako tosasula rent, omwana talwala tofiisa everything. How long will it take you? Emyaka 2 mu egyo? Tozimbye, tokozeeko anything else. But all of us, between this percentage, and because we are employees and we are taking the average, because the average retirement payout is how much? In Uganda, this according to the NSSF, and was published also in the Monitor. In Uganda, the average payout at retirement is 24 million. So what are you going to do in the 24 million? You have worked for all those years, but you are getting 20 what? Now you are thinking about going back to Kabale, going back to Kabera Maido, going everywhere. Even if you go there, the cheapest in my village in Kabale, very deep in the village, the cheapest, and for us, we don't have like Manya 50 by 100. They said you in Ichibira. They show you. You see that one? 10 million. That's what they give you. So what are you doing to make sure you don't go there when you don't even have? Because 45% of us When we retire, after 3 years, we have eaten all the 45% of us, when we retire, we will eat all the money in 3 years or less. Or use it and we don't have any other income. You buy cars, retire. Of course, you have to maintain the status quo. You have been earning. Even if you had your car, you need fuel. Where do you get the fuel? So this is what happens. So a side hustle is no longer a luxury. We must. And I'm glad MURBS has brought this up. It is not an option anymore. And you should not be ashamed that you have a side hustle as long as it does not contradict with your employers. Okay? The side hustle must not contradict with the values of your. You think about the values of a Makerere. What does Makerere want? But what can I do? That does not, or the thing that is not going to affect, because we know that us at the individual level, once you're an employee of Makerere University, you are the university. Not so. So the things that you should be able to do should not be able to contradict with what the university is offering. Because at the end of the day, they will say, omukozi we Makerere bamukwatidde muki? Tebajja kwogera linnya. They will say omukozi waawa. After they have mentioned Makerere University will be a big thing, and then your name will be. That is how it affects. So the hustle gives you a financial protection. So we should all embrace it. So why and what is happening? Why and where is the market? If I started a side hustle, what would happen? The consumers in Uganda, approximately, according to the 2024 UBOS, we are 45.9. There is nobody who has one product that satisfies. That's why we even have the networks are two. We have MTN and Airtel. And they have also not absorbed all that. They have not reached everybody. Are we together? They have not reached everybody. So that means there is a market. There is an opening for someone else to enter that market. 45.9. Even if you only sell to 1%. Even if you sell to 0. When I'm selling my pizzas, I'm not even selling to all of you. I'm telling you, I only want 10 orders. Only 10 to break even. And also to be able to pay out. And also to sustain my income the way the business I've invested in the business. We all also know that 72%, the youth are not here. We have very few in this room are tech savvy. They are under the age of 30. So if we are innovating a product or service, we should be very careful. Abakadde batono, abavubuka bangi. So if I come with my pizza, and for you come with Sumanyi salt of pressure, who is selling more? Who is going to sell more? The pizza will sell more. These people have no pressure, have no diabetes, have no what? The 72%. So as you start thinking about the innovation or the product that you are going to bring on the market, who is my target? You saw Sam's product, we all eat it. I told you guys, you give people some of these things so that they can test. The people, everybody, you are going to see the little ones will cry for them, everybody. The product cuts across. But still Sam's is not in the 45.9%. Then, of course, the informal economy. The informal economy is still big in our country, which allows us to become as innovative as possible. If you are very, very small, working in your kitchen, yes, when you grow, you will come. But when you are still small, chances are minimal that they will come to you. Even if they come to close, they will not close your kitchen at home. We have people who do kabalagala and ibinyebwa. Do we have them here? Sometimes in our office, someone comes and gives us some kabalagala. Very nice. But tell them, brand, and tell us who you are about this, they will not. Okay? So the side hustles, businesses is growing. All employees. How many of you don't have a side hustle? How many of you have never done any side hustle? Raise your hand and I see you. You don't have a side hustle. You don't have. Right now, you don't have. You should clap for MURBS, the secretariat. Please clap for them. Because they know that by the time you leave here this afternoon, you should be ignited to go and start your side hustle, because it is the way to go to be able to supplement our income. So where do you find the businesses? I'm talking about businesses. I'm talking about side hustles. Where would you start from? The most important thing in a side hustle, most important starting point of a side hustle is your skill. Your skill. And as university staff, you are employed because of something. As you get a salary from it, can you do something else from it? We all have skills. For the women, if we can't do a lot, we can cook. We can cook. When you start cooking, oja kufumba kulumbe, ofumbe kumbaga, ofumbe simanyi wachi, everything, that is money. Don't do it for free. What the bibina byabachala, yes. But if they want something extra, do it for money. So we have food and catering events every single day. Your friend, I don't know, maybe some of you, but someone has given birth. They need something for their birthday, for their baby shower, for the daddy showers, money, all these kind. Can you tap into that opportunity? Can you tap into the opportunity of food? We have the digital services. Some of you are into secretariat. You sit in someone's office, you are someone's admin, you are a researcher. What can you do with online environment? You can generate content, you can write, you can become a virtual secretary, so that if I want to do something, or if I come to you, talk to you and say, I'm Sarah Bimbona, this is how my day is, can you organize me, please? And I'll be paying you. You don't even need resources, but becomes your side hustle. You know that from Bimbona, every single month, I get Micah 200 or 300, depending on the service that you give. If you know how to design websites, webs, even the flyers, you can be paid, and becomes, as long as it's sustainable. Make sure that every day you can, every week or a month, or at the end of the month, you know that I'm going to receive a certain amount of money. Farming. I know most of us are telephone farmers, not so. You just go, how are my goats there? How is the maize? How is this going? But as long as you know that at the end of the day, you are going to sell and get money from it, you can go into agriculture. You know how to control. I have a son who is 4 years, and on his baptism, the godparents and my aunties and about 4 people gave him a goat. Okay? So he started with 4 goats. I'm not going to go to the other story of selling a goat's money, how much. But a goat gives birth twice a year. He got them for free. I did not eat his goats. They are there and they are producing. 2. Sometimes one dies, sometimes one, but they are. And in the village, the person who looks after all of them gets only 5,000 a month. Because what they do, they pull. They bring your cattle and your goats and your goats and your goats and your goats. They take all of them and then they bring them back. 5,000. That is my agriculture part. Then the real estate. Some people who have their money can do rentals, land. If you have land somewhere, you can even sublend that land and then you get money. Your land, nobody's going to take it, depending on the agreement that you have with the tenant. The person comes, grows sweet potatoes for a season, they will say, I'll give you 200,000 in how many months? I don't know how long does it take for sweet potatoes to grow. Then you get money. Then another season, they will say, I have this much. Can you do this? It also happens. It also brings in some money for the low earners. Of course, fashion, tailoring, salon, cosmetics. These are the things that we teach at the Entrepreneurship Center, by the way. For those of you who don't know, we sit up here in 4.2. Free of charge for Makerere University staff. We just support you from the passion that you have. We guide you, we tell you, how can you make your business? How can you turn your passion into a business? We start from you. We start with you from scratch. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. We start from scratch. So you come, you tell us what you want or what you think you can do. We help you. I remember there's a time, I think we had a visiting professor here, and our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, she told us her story that she used to do fashion as a hustle. Fashion. Tailoring. She knows design and everything. You can imagine at that level, but you know you have that skill that you're seated on. You don't have to do it. The Unipod here has the tools and equipments that you need almost to do all the things, even if you're into food. We are in the incubation at Makerere University. As a staff, there are opportunities to make was. As a staff of the university, the opportunities are there. You can go, if you're a lecturer, this is the common one. Go into consultancy. Do something else. At the end of the day, it should be able to supplement your income. Are we together? Is there anything that you think we should add on this? Because as an employee, if you know you are employed, the beauty is that when you're employed, you know the time when you are very busy and then when you are not busy. You can plan and know we are going to have holidays in this month. I can do this and this and the other. Or in the morning when I finish to do this, in the afternoon, I can do as I sit around office waiting for someone to send me something. It is a hustle that we can live with and we have to grow it. We have to start now. It is very hard to start when you've left the work. Very hard. Do you know why? Being an employee gives you the opportunity to test before you buy. Instead of getting all your money and saying, and I've seen this from my friends who are retired here. They get all the money in the bargain of munkoko. You have heard those stories. They do the nkoko, before you do, they are all dead. Season, because you don't even have an experience. Imagine if you started with 10 birds, 20. Get to learn. How do chickens, how do they hatch? How do they feed them? When do they immunize? When do they do all this? Start on the side. And that's why it's called a side hustle. You are learning, and as you gain sustainability, if you feel confident enough and say, this is big, other people continue, even if it becomes bigger. But if you really want to dedicate, then you're like, let me take all my time to the side hustle. But statistically, and this has been researched for over 15 years, on over 5,000 people, a side hustle that succeeds, 33% of those people, it succeeds because this person is employed somewhere. For you to 33% of hustles, they succeed because the person is employed somewhere. Do you know why? Sometimes we are so disgruntled at work where we are. The day has not been well and all that. But then when you step out, there's something that you love to do. Your business. You give it your all. Nobody, when you are in your side hustle, no, you are not even going to look at your clock. But how many of you went clocks to 4 p.m. you start? Then you look the other side, you look at the watch. You wouldn't get again. Then, you know, because you are doing something, and it has been researched that 82% of us are not passionate about what we do. 82% of us, all of us, are not passionate about what we do. Why? Because we ended up on a job, because there's an opportunity, because someone fixed you there, because you keep being disgruntled. 82% of us are not passionate. You do it because it is paying you. Not so. So what happens is that if you are to succeed, you have spent a full day disgruntled. You take your other hours after 5. Okay? Do something now that you love. You are very happy. You can even work longer hours. You are really happy. So, obusungu bw'ojeri obuleetedde okumulimu ku kintu ky'oyagala n'okikola n'osanyuka. Bw'osanyuka n'oddayo enkya. But what happens is that there is an effect that comes from your hustle to make you happy. And you start becoming happier even at the job that you do. Do we agree? Do we agree? I want to see the shakes and the no's, and that when you are happy from somewhere, that happiness can translate to something that you do. And that you get it from the power of the side hustle, your business. You are giving it your all. In a side hustle, by the way, you can work for 4 to 5. You can work up to 10 in the night, knowing that at 8 you are going to be at Makerere, but you are not complaining. Because it's your business and you know you are going to earn from it. You are getting extra money. You're like, if I sell more pizza, now what is the time? Can you make more? Can you make more so that that is at 10? You say, for us we are 24 hours. Even if they send a message, because the kitchen is at your back, you just rush and bake. It takes 25 minutes. 25 minutes to bake a pizza. So I'll tell you, hey, what are you saying? As I conclude that call, I'm getting my dough out, starting to knead for the pizza. Before the call ends, the pizza is out. Are we together? So do something you are passionate about. That is the power of a side hustle, and it makes you happier in all that you do. So as a Makerere University staff, this gives you an edge. You have an edge. You have the opportunity to start a business now. Like I've told you, I'm here to work. But if you order a pizza and you see it will not be delivered, by the way, you should start ordering from me. Huh? You order and see it will not be delivered. It does not contradict with my work. I am here and I'm working. Not so. But my hustle is going on. When I go, the kids will report, we have sold 10, we have sold 5. Can you post in your network and we see if we can increase visibility of today? If I put there someone or 2, we'll say, Sarah, deliver 2. And we have done that. As a university staff, you have expertise and experience from that thing that you do here at the university. Whatever you do, even if it is cleaning, even if it is lecturing, even if it is being a secretary, even if it is being cooking, even if it is anything, you can turn it into a business because it has been done. And this gives you the edge. And like I've said, you know your busiest time. You have been doing this thing for a long time. So in the mornings, rush hour, I have to be there. And I have to be on my computer in case. Then towards lunch, you start thinking, what else can I do? You have trusted network. You have trusted network. Your friends here. When you are going to start a business, I'm going to give you are going to start by asking 3 people. They'll tell you, what are you good at? And then this person say, you start from there. Like, okay, it means I can do something in that line. And then when you do that, we have colleagues here. Give them a call. Tell them, come and try my product. Send it to them and find out, can they really buy? Can they give you good feedback? Because there is someone coming to you and say, don't even bother. This thing is trash. Forget about it. But it's a friend of yours who is going to say, no, Sarah, what you do, you just add a little bit of this and the other and the other and the other. That is a friend who wants something for you. Okay? Another thing, this I've been emphasizing, the time, the predictability. You know when we are on and when we are off. You know the peak period of your day, even of the year. There are times we cannot even ask for leave almost in the university because that is the time we are all wanted to be here. But there's a time when nobody cares whether you are around or not around. You are able to know. Credit access. As a university, most of us, you just go to the bank, I'm an employee, bring your employment letter. Before you know it, loan is on your account. I don't encourage you to go for that, but I encourage you to start with the salary that you have. Get a percentage of that salary, and then you start something that you are really passionate about. Of course, all this, you can look at the human resource. Even the tea rooms. I don't know, do other faculties have also tea rooms? You don't. But in our tea room here at Cobhams, you can get a chindazi, you can get kabalagara, you can get, that is a someone side hustle. She thought that these people, the university gives us tea and coffee and all that. But then we all need these other things. Mogomosi, case mines do you what? Before you know it, that money pays for the transport. So instead of getting now the salary and then using it for transport, you know that whenever that money comes, it is consolidated. You can use it for something. Of course, you can join circles, invest your money in circles, and then before you know it. So, how do I start? This is the assignment. This is what you have to do, starting from now or in the next 2 hours. Discover your skill. What are you good at? If you don't have a side hustle, what are you good at? Is it talking like me now? You don't know I can become a motivational speaker. Eh? I can. Easily, I didn't know that I can speak like this. Discover the skill that you have. Is it knitting? Is it cooking? Is it talking to people? Even talking to people can be a starting point. And then, then validate the market. This is what I was telling you. Validate. Before you put in all that money, get your 3 friends. 3. I remember that time Chakwa used to be here. At the school. So I would call her, can I send a piece and you tell me what you think? And I say, but Sarah, I think the delivery time, you need to do something about it. Then I know that I have a challenge. So ask the people around you, can they buy? Can they buy from you? Whatever you have. How many of you have ever told someone that you have this product or this business and they're like, they can't. The person cannot buy from you because, I don't know, maybe it's they don't trust you, they don't trust your hygiene, they have seen you do things and like, that one, she's my friend, but I can't. Look for those people who trust you. Look for those who believe in the idea that you have, and then start from there. Start very small. Like I said, starting from this month, the money has come. I don't know if you have already eaten it. Last month is salary. Mbusukulu fees. That if you have all of it, what are you going to invest in your side hustle? Because what I want you to do after doing all this, get some money that you are going to invest. It can be as small as 50,000. You saw how some started. 2 liters of cooking oil. How many minutes of gonja and a kavera for sealing and maybe firewood? As long as you're committed, because being a hustler, you must be committed, you must want this thing to succeed. Because at this level, you don't need registration. Like I've told you, I'm cooking in my kitchen behind there. I'm not registering, but my name is registered. Slices and more, that one's registered. I reserved it, paid for it, nobody can use it. So you can start small. If you think you are going to grow big, you can start and say, do you think I'm passionate about it? I have to reserve the name that you have come up with. And from there, you'll grow. Track every shilling. My people, this is one of the hardest when you are a small business. And I always tell to Betty when it comes to visit, Betty wembasi kuwadde pizza olino gula. Nagisasulira. Awo mba sikumanyi. Bwemba manyi nti ngenda kuwa, I'll cook it and I give it to you. But if you are passing by, sana traffic mungi mpisizeeko wano. Madam, nja kufumba chayo mukalu, naye weegulire ki? Naye how many of you do have shops? Let's start from a small shop that you have. When someone you know passes by, no more soda, no more chindas, no more chabwerere. Oh, no mwana wa muganda wange. Oh, no munange tata we yafa. Oh, no. How much money do you get on a soda, a carton of soda? Those who are in that business, how much money do you get from a carton of soda? 2,000. Now imagine 2,000. Bimbona passes no musimba soda nechindas. Eh? Before you know it, akana kagundi kaiseo no musimba goliros. Ndideka samus kaka no mwana ange katwali tokaliangako. And then from there, like, Manange, my business is not growing. I've been here doing all this. Nothing is happening. Do you know where your money is going? Do you know where your money is going? Even if it is a side hustle. Can you track it? Can you know that I've given away this bottle of soda? In most cases, we don't. Do we? We don't. So you need to track every shilling from day one. How much am I investing? How much am I getting? How much have I spent on branding? How much am I spending on those stickers? What about the Kavera for all that? Make sure it is documented, right? Then you'll be able to know whether you are growing or not growing. Of course, intentions to scale. All of us, when we start business, we don't want to remain in the kitchen. Behind there. At one point, I'm dreaming of opening up a stall in Kampala Road, anywhere I want to do business. So I need to think on how can I do this? Am I growing? Can I get money to pay rent? Or it is just, when you are working from something that is for free almost, you don't even think about rent. But the day you step out and you have to pay in the dollars, that's when you come back to reality and know that this is serious. So these are the things that I wanted to recommend. These ones you can do. Delivery. Like I told you, some of you on your weekend, by that when we started, we used to do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only 3 days. And those are still our peak days because we know people are happier on Friday and they are willing to spend, because that is that is my feeling, because that is how I used to spend a lot, because it was. And I find that, my friend calls this a financial temperature. At the beginning of the month, there is a lot of temperature, right? Financial temperature, account. That's what we call the financial temperature. When you have money, has someone ever given you money that you never expected? You even spend that on something that you didn't want. It's like you found that money in your pocket, which you had forgotten completely. You get it? In 2 hours, like, this is what I wanted. Can you please bring for me A, B, C, D, F, G? Just because you never expected. The temperature is too high. When you get money, first keep it on the side. Forget. Come back when you have written, what do I really want to use my money for? How do I want to spend? Be able to track. So you can deliver, you can do portrait on the side. I'm not giving you big things. I'm saying let us start small, gain the experience. Every month you can choose to add 50 birds. 50 birds, because you are continuously gaining momentum to launch into a full farm for your business. So there's no excuses anymore. Saying you don't have time, you don't need a lot of time. After 5, don't even think about the traffic. After 5, run home, jump on a border, go and do the kabalagala. Do you know mchala wanatuguza kabalagala? Netalabika. Kele. The woman has pancakes, nice pancakes. Eh? But we beg this woman to sell. Every time there is an excuse. Every time. We send. I used to buy, if you have someone traveling, the lady used to give us pancakes too. Internationally. Nenga kabalaga tugula kabalaga busatu. 12. Lukumi kabalagalezi. Nengo tadde much. As long as you're passionate, no more excuse that you can't do it. People do it when they go back home and they sell the following day in their offices. I don't have money. Start with your salary. Your salary is your launch pad. Don't go to the bank. Get a fraction of your salary. Use it for the business that you want. Any business that you want, you are passionate about, start from the money that you have. Such that when you fail, you are not going to complain to anybody. It is still your money. You have room to learn. You fail once, you fail twice. The 3rd time you will succeed because you are learning. What if my employer finds out? Makerere University does not stop us from having side hustles, as long as they are not contradicting. Are we together? I don't know if I can start a university when I'm an employee of a university. I don't know. HR will tell us. But the most important thing is that like I said, do the things that do not contradict with your employer's brand. They should not contradict. You can do anything. But as long as, remember, you are the university. You are the service. So they will not say, Sarah Bimbona. They will say, the employee of Makerere University did this. So try to be mindful of, and as long as you don't work within your time. Yes, you can sell the kabalagala and all that, but you cannot bring your sigiri to work and start flying kabalagala and all this kind of stuff. No. If you are employed, you are employed. Respect your employer. Respect your employer. Do your side hustle outside the work hours that you are paid for. Then what if it fails? Start small. Go again. Start small. Grow again. If you got all, like I said, we have seen our colleagues who retired and got all the money, took it to Mwanyi. Mumanyi Mwanyi. Never terimba. Jisimbire mu season endala. Ojo kumanya nti elimba. Naye bw'otandika, you have your land, n'otandika ne half acre. N'odda eri n'osirika, n'ogiyiga ekola etya, n'oddamu n'oggula half endala, n'olinda. No, than okugenda the whole time you are plowing, you want to irrigate, the 24 million, nga zonna zikoze ki? And then you come back to look for employment. Start now with the little that you have. So you still have room for you to fail. You have room to fail. And you're not going to be penalized because you're starting your own. You're starting your own, becoming your own boss. So what you're going to do now, this evening when you go home, write down those 3 things. Like I've said, write down, just write the things that you are so good. Remember the formula, discover your skills and all do that. But how? This is now the technical. How do you do it? Get your pen, get your piece of paper, start writing. Not theoretically. Don't just keep dreaming about it. Write down what you can do. Talk to your customers. Who is going to buy? When Sams was starting, he started with his learners at school, his students. Okay? So after flying all the Gonja, he would go to city parents. That's why he used to teach. City parents and sell to his pupils. We can do the same now. Like I've told you, my network. This one cannot afford a lot, but the other one can afford, like weekly she can buy a pizza. Which again, choose your friends, choose the people who will buy. Do they have the money to spend on that side hustle? If you're a cleaner, can you open up a cleaning service? Cleaning services, these are wanted everywhere. If you cannot clean, you can iron. Not so. Abantu abasinga tebagala ki kugolola oba okoza engoye oba okola. Today, 4 or 5 things that people are looking out for in any business that you are going to start. Convenience. Convenience. Does it make my life better when you do this? Okay? They look at time. Is it going to save me, the buyer of your service, time? If you come to clean my house, if I'm to clean my house, it would take me 3 hours. If someone came to clean, they would ask me for 100,000. If I come to talk here, I don't know if these people are going to give me some money, but every time I talk to some people, they give me about $200. Now, $200 and the cleaning, which one should I do? Should I stay home and clean, or should I go and talk and they give me 200? Because in the 200, I'm going to get some money to pay the person who does the what? So that is how you start to think about the service the product or the service that you are going to do. Do people need it? If they are not doing it, are they doing better things with their resources, the time, so that they are able to pay me? Like I said, it can be a product, it can be a service. So within the next 2 weeks, please, can you be able to make a sale? I sit in 4.2. Whatever product that you'll be selling, whatever product that you'll come across, or as long as it is consumable by a human being, especially if you're Muchiga. Huh? There are things that we don't eat. Like insane. What else? If you eat the things, they take you to the basement. You don't know. There are things that if you eat them, you go to the what? So some of the things we no longer consume. So don't sell them. But as long as you need the support, you need someone to tell you that if this is what I've innovated, what can I do about it? Is it better? How can I enhance it? We have the Entrepreneurship Center. As long as you're university staff and a student, you can come, bring your product. We will tell you how. Make it better, package it better, give it a A better name. Some of you will start their business and start your business. Who wants to buy something like that? So we guide you. How do you choose a nice name? Slices and more. Everybody wants to slices and more. Not so. So you are like, what is more? What is slices? What? So you start becoming, before you know it, you are buying the slices, right? So that is what happens. I end here. So your salary is your foundation. Like I've said, it is your foundation. And your side hustle is your what? Your what? You remember the factor of sums? You remember the big factory that he has built? That is his future. Do you think his children will lack? With such a facility? Will they lack? This is now the current sums. You want to say the former? Okay. That is the former. So where would you want to be? Here he was employed. Here, Dr. Dennis Ngabirano was employed. Look at him. Right? Primary school, he's a doctor, but it's not about his doctorate. It's about his resilience, his trust, his hardworking. The man will tell you he will go to bed at midnight. That's what I told you. When a Makerere, we cannot work up to midnight. Immediate clocks 4:30, you are packing. You are waiting for 5, you go and show your face and go. This guy will stay in his office up to midnight. That's what they call burning the midnight candle. Pardon? You want to still compare? I should have put them on the same picture, on the same slide. Yeah, 15 years, and this is the old one. Dr. Jude, this is the old picture, right? This now has trees. It has Simanyi, the ESG. All this place is now built. Even behind there, it is all built. You check on on his website, the current photo. That's when you'll know that commitment, persistence, trusting in God, looking forward, being positive, working with your wife. I don't know whether that also adds, but I think it does. Working with your family members, giving. Psalms gave us all this for free. I just asked him, I would like to use your case study while I drive this point home. It's like, sir, I'm happy to do that. And said, those people there, I'm sure they have not tested the Crunchables. Let them test the snacks, the crisps, the vignette you have all tested. Isn't this new? That's one of his brand. I thank you.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I think we should give Dr. Sarah Bimbona another round of applause. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah Bimbona, for that insightful and practical presentation. We truly appreciate the valuable lessons you've shared today, particularly with the inspiring journey of Psalms we saw right from the frying pan to a whole plant. So this is a very good session that has brought a simple idea, and it has shown how you have like a very simple idea and you can turn it into a sustainable enterprise with commitment. And right now, we're going to open the floor for the questions and answer session. So I'm going to get some questions for our members attending physically, and then we already have some questions that are coming in online. So yes, the floor is open. So do we have any questions, please? Any questions for Dr. Sarah? You can do that by raising your hand, because I think this was an insightful session. Okay, we have someone here. Marvin, please come and pass. Yes, please. You can start by introducing yourself, just one name, and then you can start from there. Yes. Sorry? Sorry about that. We can pass over the second microphone.
Yeah. Sarah, thank you so much for this wonderful and insightful presentation. My name is Anson Bimbona. I'm from the College of Business and Management Sciences. I want to ask you, looking at what we do and how much we earn, what would be the best strategy for a person who earns as low as maybe 2 million to start in order to move to where Dr. Ngabirano you're talking about is? Thank you.
So I think we are going to take 3 questions, and then I shall answer, and then we shall take more questions. Thank you. Please do raise your question.
Thank you. My name is Kibz Mhanguzi from the School of Economics, MURBS. I think amongst other beneficiaries today is me. I don't think any other person has benefited more than me. Now, I love the case study that was presented, and I came in because the advert, it's retirement planning, what next after retirement. Incidentally, I'm one of those people who have positive criticisms. And our chief presenter today, I request you to plan again, and MURBS invites you back for a case study where we have somebody, probably a retiree from Makerere, who started probably around the 50s and is now around so that is what next, because we see Ngabirano around 19 years after. He started when he was still young and energetic. And if you take a critical look at that in this today, we are almost all 95% we are senior citizens. So what after today? Talk about tailoring. I go and buy a sewing machine. Talk about the kitchen example we have used. I started building, expanding my former kitchen to start selling hamburger and others. Now, my dear presenter and MURBS, can we invite her back and we bring a scenario of somebody who has started at the age of 60 or 55, and then thereafter, we who are above 60 right now, we learn a lesson. That is my simple request. Thank you. Otherwise, it has been a wonderful session.
Thank you very much, kids. Any other question? There was a comment. That's a good one. Oh, there's a question. Yes. Yes, please raise it.
Thank you so much. My name is Rebecca Talikaza from Social Sciences. I missed the presentation at the beginning and I came in a little bit late, but I've benefited that little that I've had. You talked of, okay, when I look at the turn up, it is not good. I tried talking to some people and some of them were like, we know what we are going to use our money for. What are you going to do? Because this benefits us as Makerere University staff. What are you going to do to encourage other people, perhaps to make this room full? Because I can see that we are very, very few. You have done the sensitization, the mobilization, but I'm suggesting that you add on so that we can benefit more. Two, maybe this is a word to my colleagues. You don't need to use a lot of money to start a business. There is some business I do, and I started with about 50,000 shillings, and it is that business that is paying school fees for my children. These are in very expensive schools. So I wouldn't have shared this, but just because you brought it up and like to encourage other people. Me, I am, by the way, a custodian. But my children are in some of those schools as first-hand schools. But the business I started it with 50,000. So when you talk about Dr. Ngabirano, I see myself there in the near future. Thank you.
We are begging for the business name to learn and have more experience, because we are above 60 as I've insisted. What can we start with right now?
Maybe before I share with you the business, Uganda is a developing country. And even where you are right now, there is a customer. I just saw one of the, when she was presenting, she said, talk to the first customer tonight. Anything, as long as you package it well, you can do it. For me, how I started my business, it was during COVID time, and they told us to take back the children to school. My son was in P7, P6, yes. And I went to the supermarkets looking for bathing sponges. Ebyangwe. I looked and people were not moving, like those who sell those bathing sponges, they were not working. They were not supplying because of transport and so on. And me as a person, I had bought some materials, that, and I didn't know what I was going to use. I had bought it like 2 years back. I just looked at it and it enticed me. I said, oh, what can I make from here? So when I moved, was supposed to take back the children to school. They were not there. So I started knitting, and the skill I got from P3. Those days we used to have those skills at around 2 in the afternoon. So I was like, can't I apply this skill and get something? So after, the first one I made, my neighbor came to me and asked, Mommy Michelle, what are you doing? I said, I'm supposed to take back my son to school, but I don't have a bathing sponge and I need it. She said, even me, I've moved to supermarkets and they're not there. Please help me and make for me 2. She's done who even gave me the price of 5,000. So I gave her 2. Then I gave another to a boda guy I was using. He said, don't give me the money. Just give me a sponge because I also don't have a sponge at home. Then from there, I made a sponge, took back my son to school. And then I went to this supermarket. I said, I came here and you did not have the sponges I needed. This supermarket, they had about 5 branches and they told me to make 10 dozens. I couldn't make the 10 dozens. So I struggled in a month and I managed to make the 5 dozens. So that's how I started. Then my daughter, they were not at school. She would come to me like at 2. Mommy, you are still awake. You sleep. I said, no, I have to get to fulfill the promise. Then somehow they started joining me. Now we work with my daughters. My daughters get their school fees during holidays. They make their fees during holidays. I have a son in Seta High. I have 2 daughters in Indeje. Like they're in those schools, but they make their money during holidays. So my colleagues, I wouldn't have shared this with you, but I don't want us to look miserable outside there. And these are people from Makerere University, and we are like even begging money from people whom we are supposed to be above. So think about something and begin off. And you don't need a lot of money, not even 2 million, because 2 million is again get 5,000, 50,000, begin like maybe or or anything. Because Uganda is a developing country and you can develop with it. You can add up a brick on it. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Wow. Thank you very much. We've gotten actually a live testimony. And indeed, we have some more members attending online that have not been able to come here physically. At their peak, they made about 250 members that are online, that are joining us online. Maybe, Doctor, let's take one more question and then you can answer those 4 questions. Yes, please do. Yeah, you can ask. Please, someone get her microphone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Amoyo, Rebecca Ruth. So for me, I want to confirm with what Madam Rebecca has said. Me, I want to confirm because I have seen the bathing sponges and her story is true. What she has said, that is it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Marvin, there was a question here, but I think it's right here in the middle. We can take that and then Doctor can answer some of these questions.
Thank you. My name is Naiga Lilian, a student doing BBA, and I only have 2 questions. The first one, what are common mistakes students make when turning their side hustle into a sustainable business? And the second one is, what strategies can help students balance academics while growing a side hustle?
Wow, it's good to know that we have some students in the building and it's good to start young. So I think Dr. Sarah, you can respond to those questions.
Now, I was telling Dr. Anthony that I don't want to respond to him. Dr. Anthony is thinking big with his 2 million, and he doesn't know what to do with it. Huh? We saw the guy who started with 2 liters of cooking oil, a bunch of gonja, and otsania and a jalo. Do you know jalo? Uh-huh. So it depends on your capacity. You can choose to invest in high income generating activities using the knowledge and the skills that you have. Are we together? So it doesn't, when I say you can start with what he started, doesn't mean that you should start from there. But the most important thing, nti kati gwe milioni 2 zijja kuluma okuteekamu mu byangwe. Dr. Tibingana bilioni 2 tezijja kukola ki? Kumuluma okusinziira ku kapasite ye ne business gy'ayagala okukola ki? Okukola. Are we together? So the most important thing is that balance. We have seen and we have looked at examples of where we started from and how people have started. And as an educationalist, what are some of the things that you can do? Today, Dr. Anton, if you're not a consultant, you can record your teaching, your classes online, and people subscribe and pay. You don't even need any capital. I'm becoming a consultant in digital education. So you can go teach like what I was doing there. You know that if this thing was recorded, I can upload this on YouTube. It is recorded. I can put on YouTube, put on my TikTok, and people will start looking for me for free. And I will start charging them. I'm using my skill and something I'm passionate about. So that can be done. Now, madam, your story is a very nice one. It is good and it affirms what we have just talked about, that you can survive alongside your job and your side hustle. Now, when your company comes, it is full because you have some money for your children's pocket money, for your transport, for all this, it is coming in. Now, the only challenge that you have is the confidence to talk about this business. Business yange, project tukubye maso. We all use byangwe as Africans. Almost all of naye erinnya lya business olitugambye. Gwe tunaakusanga mu supermarket tunaamanyani. Yet all of us here nga bw'otulabye wano abali wano physically bandigenze n'ekyangu olwaleero. So the opportunities that we get, we should use them. If you have a business, and this is what we can support as a center, we can help you to standardize, we can help you to brand. Say that we ogenda mu supermarket, tebakyakiyita kyangwe. Kirina erinnya. Nga bwe mbagambye, eno pizza bajja gigamba eno ya slices and more. Kati gwe bakuyita batya? Custodian. Business, know what you do. Come to the center in case you need more support on that, how we can standardize and to everybody. Come 4.2 on this same building, we can help you. Abataze leero badde concerned. People have not come, they have not attended. Maybe they don't need a side hustle. Maybe they already have. Yes, they are online, but there are those who don't need it. They might have, you know, you can have, but even if coming here can add something, you get another customer, you can talk about it, you can, you know, no business mumaso. So whether you have any gathering, as long as you are selling a good or a service, is an opportunity to market your product. So if these sessions, if Mr. Joseph organizes and you have something that you are selling, come with it. It may not be this same topic, but at the entrance there, you put your stall, allow people to exhibit, Mr. Joseph. Encourage the members, if they have something, come with it, put it there. You don't even have to come here. Once a member knows that we are supporting our own, they will buy. Because one thing is that we trust one another. And our network is rich. Now, for the after 60s, we don't, what MURBS did today, they don't want you to wait until when you retire. When you retire, it is not going to be a side hustle. It will be your full time, because you have to be there. You don't even have room for learning and losses. So why they are saying it is a side hustle is because you have to do it alongside. Clock in, even if you clock in, yeah, alongside. No, but we looked at that the birth of side hustle, Dr. Anthony, is responsibilities with low authority. And then you get a burnout. But if you are on your side hustle, the extra 4 hours, 5 hours, tezijja kuluma. Naye bakugambe nti sigala wano lwampaka nga tebakusasudde olabe. Everybody will know. Everybody will know nga Makerere bw'oli omukozesa omubi kubanga batugambye tusigalewo essaawa nnamba. Now, for my learner, Lillian, how do you balance the side hustle? Common mistakes. First of all, common mistakes in side hustles. We have looked at it. Pulling your money anyhow. You have said you are going to start your business. The first sale, you go and work on your hair. Okay? The second, you want to paint your nails. The third, that's when you remember the Sala's pizza. This, all right. They take your money and you're not tracking it. It's a mistake. 2 is lack of commitment. Because you think, and this is a myth that I want people to demystify, that for you to do your business, your side hustle, you should leave employment or you should be a student. It's not true. You can balance. And what we know is that even the business, the services or the innovators that we have, big, they started as students. The ideas, they started them when they were learners. And the most common one that all of you think about the university students is Microsoft. Facebook. So be committed. Start early. Document. Brand. Make sure that everybody knows your business. You are legit. You want it. Because like we say, start from the skill that you have. If you are going to employ people, it's going to be a problem. We saw in Sam's case, him and his wife, when the woman would fly, the man would park and ride and go to sell to children at school. I don't think the wife was also a teacher. But the man would do the sales, the woman would do the production. 2 people, business. So you can do that. How do you balance academics? We looked at how you balance work and side hustle. You know your time. At this time, we have just started the semester. There's not a lot of hustle and the stress and coursework and all. It is still mild. So depending on what you do, you still have room for flexibility. We have seen and we teach in the Entrepreneurship Center. Our learners start with as low as 20,000. 20 like this. You can do something that you can sell and earn from it. Even if it is not plaiting your hair. 20,000 like this. The products that they have in the center were developed with 20,000. So even as a learner, you can start small and keep growing. So, and it does not have to affect your work, your academics. Because what you do is that you do it outside. If you know you have classes from 7 to 11, then give yourself 7 to maybe 2, and after 2, that's when you do your side hustle. If your classes begin at 2 to 5, do it in the morning. Because in the first place, some of you go to look out for work. You want to work for someone, but you don't want to develop your own business. Is that clear? Okay, any other question? Yes, the gentleman at the back. Sorry, I'm taking over so we can chop. We have school pickup. Yes, there's a gentleman. Do we have online questions?
Yes, we do. One from Eric to Mwesije. Dr. Sarah, what do I do when I have tried to grow my side hustle for almost 10 years and it's not picking up to give me money?
He starts another one. You know, the beauty with being a side hustler, it does not tie you in only one. Okay? If this business, you don't understand it, in the first place, are you using your skills? If you are not, then there's a problem. The business is not growing. Why? If he's a student or staff, let him come to the center. But the beauty with a side hustle, you can be a serial side hustler. We have seen this. N'atandika kino, n'atandikirako kino, n'atandika nekiri n'akola ki, n'akikola. He may not be the one doing it. You can employ someone to do it. I do consultancy, I do training, I do pizza, I teach. Only two depend on me or one. Because this is my full time, I cannot delegate. Others, I can delegate. So if one business is not growing, you can start another one, either to supplement the other one or substitute or change something small. And these are some of the things that we support people. Once we understand what the business is all about, we do that business development services at the center. Yes, sir, your question.
My name is Osekfas Innocent, BBA student. And the question I have is in line that what is there that to support us as students? For example, you have said that there is a Makerere University for the benefits to help with the staff. Is there any way that we as students also can be able to join this before we get employed? And then, for example, as I would say I run a tour company, that is Kasakam Safaris Tours and Travel. Is there any other way that maybe, for example, and I'll say that in case we would want to get that link into the networking, to get into the working class, to get maybe more clients, to grow the clientele, what is there to help us at least ensure that we are able to expand our markets? Thank you very much.
Thank you. What is there? As you take the microphone to the gentleman at the back, what is there? What do you do? Apart from being a tour company, you don't tell us the name of the company, how big is the company, where do you go? No, just pass on the microphone. The thing is, one, first be confident about your business. People will come to you once they get to know the name. But at the university, we have a network. You can start with your fellow colleagues, organizing those bashes, you bring them, even the trips. You can take them to the trips. And your colleagues here are the future employers or the future people they are the ones here now. Okay, so you start small. I don't know how big your company is. Start small and grow it, but grow it organically with the network that you have. Once people trust the brand, they will definitely come looking for you. It can be students, even us ourselves as staff, we could be looking for your services, but we don't know where to find you. You don't have a business, maybe business card. You get it, but you have to grow it. And then make sure that people get to know your business and how big, what can you support? Do learners support you? Do they know where you go? Do you have evidence that you have done it? We've had the story of the lady. She has Vyangwe. Then there's someone to validate and say, actually, the story is true. She does, and I've used. Validation is critical in business. Someone saying, that thing, I've used it. It's very, very important. Yes, gentleman at the back. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. My name is Maurice Andrew Caesar. I'm in BBA Year 3. And my question is, as a student, what mindset can I develop, or maybe what financial habit can I develop now such that I can have a secure retirement in the future?
Thank you. Financial habits. It's a full topic of its own, but the most important thing now, save for your side hustle. You can start small. We saw, by the way, at that time, Ngabirano was a student of St. Lawrence when he started. So what can you do that fits in the money that you have now so that you keep growing the money? Yes, people think you can go and save the money, keep it, but you can invest that money. You can do real estate. You can go back home if you have land and start farming. You can do so many things with the money. The most important thing is not to repeat the things we have not talked about. We have talked about not keeping any record, just using your money outside the business. It's a killer.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm called Jezahomeri. I have a challenge of managing people who are doing my business. You buy it for the birds, they sell them to neighbors, they sell the eggs, they sell the chicks. So management is my problem. How can I curb it? Thank you.
You have a side hustle already. Clap for yourself. Because that is what we are looking out for. Now, that's the next series that Mr. Joseph is going to. How do I manage my side hustle? Okay? I'm trying to create a business for myself so that they keep calling me and calling me and calling me. How do you manage your business when your employees are the ones killing you? Here you are going to think about what kind of employee do you have? Do you have a contract with them? What sort of neighbors? Do you have any control system? How do you know that they are stealing you in the first place? How do you know that they are selling to the neighbors? Is this a rumor or you know you have evidence? If you have the evidence, what have you done about it? If you don't have it, how do you know? You get it? So those issues are there. You can come and we discuss more about this in 4.2 in the center. Thank you.
Yes, Doctor. Good evening.
Evening.
My name is Peter Wagima, MBA student. Mine is about conflict of interest. Some of us have learned so much from where we work from. I run a business. I think I've been running an entity for about 6 years now. But the biggest issue is I need to disguise because it is conflict of interest. How do I go about with that?
Okay, thank you, Peter. Good to see you. Conflict of interest. We said as we start our businesses, if you can flash back, don't do something that your employer is not going to be happy about. Don't do anything that your employer does not approve, but that will create a bad name. If you have started a business, okay, and for example, we are here, we are Makerere University staff. We know Makerere University has 3 things: to do research, community engagement, and to teach. Okay, those are the major cores of Makerere University. Now, if I'm going to research, but there we are at liberty. All the 3 almost cover us. But let's assume you're working with an organization like you work with breweries, right? Yes. Now, even if it is Coca-Cola, even if it is Pepsi-Cola, if again, but I think it is, I don't know, that one I actually don't know how. But what I know is that once your employer states and says you should not do competing business, you might be in Coke and then you start another soft drink company, like what we hear about the story of Riham and Coca-Cola. Okay, so if your business is competing with what your employer is doing, then that is not right. And in most cases, the contract that we sign sometimes state where our boundaries are in terms of what they are doing. The most important thing is not to dilute the brand of your employer, as long as you still want to earn from that employer. One last question. Then there is this young lady here, and then we end. Sorry, I'm going to end this session.
I had a few questions online though. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. I just wanted to ask something. I remember one time our lecturer told us, I did this in 1962, and you guys can't remember it. Really? In this age where by then soldiers used to fight, but now people don't fight. Bombs now, missiles, now people use missiles. In this current world, why things keep on changing. What actually 80% of us are students maybe of business. Even some of us don't know even how to register business, but we're in business. We're in a business school. We don't know even how to register business.
Thank you. That's because you don't use the 4.2 office. These are some of the services we offer to the staff and to the students. So business registration, sometimes we invite even URSB to come and give us talks. So it is a challenge. We cannot go individually, but when these sessions are organized, when we call you for URA, for URSB, for all these talks, come and also use the services that are available. For now, if you find me in Makerere University, it is for free. Find me on the street, it's my side hustle. You pay for it. So use me when I'm still in the university walls. Outside, you pay. Makerere, yeah. Yes, Edith.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm by the name Biodivine Edith, and I'm very grateful to have been a student and been part of this talk. So my question, let me summarize since we are out on time. I have a side hustle, but my biggest challenge is managing the effects of unliability in the business. You find that I have a product brand that I'm creating, Anyvid. I produce donuts at a cheap price, and all those fancy donuts that have chocolates and they are flavored. So the problem I have is when you try to reach out to someone to be a reseller, they will tell you that they'll give you the money after selling. So that gap of unregistration, and as you said, registration is expensive. So as of now, when you try to reach out to someone, those are some of the challenges that come as a result of it being a small business in the meantime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edith. Selling. If you want to go to any registered seller, they are going to ask you for tax. They are going to ask you for a name, proper packaging of your product. That is standard. That is how you do official professional business. There you are not telling people that I'm hustling, because when they sell, they have to pay a tax. Are we together? So, but it is a common practice for almost all supermarkets that they pay you after a certain period of time. It is a common, and you sign. They will say, supply today, we pay every 15th day of the month, meaning you must have working capital. So your working capital, and also making sure that within that period, your products have not expired. Because remember, we have, whether you are going to be selling customer, direct to your customer, if you are going to be selling through another person, look at the stability of your product, the expiry date, the branding and packaging of that product. The shelf space is as well important, because they know, where do I put your products on here? How do you compete? How are you going to compete with the super loaf, hot loaf? Why would a person come and buy your product? But what I know is your product is highly specialized and customized. I can tell you, only supply the chocolate, which the supermarkets may not be able to sell to you. Just like what I'm doing for the pizza. You don't find a one size fits all. People build their own. If you sell something that is standard, they can find it in the supermarket and they just put it in their oven. But here they will tell you, yes, you are selling this. I don't want green pepper. I don't eat mushrooms. That is the beauty of a small business as you start, that customers have the flexibility of creating their own products, which you still have. So you want to give away to the third, you must have working capital. This one, you don't, there's no way you can go about it if you're going to sell within a reseller because they have their standards. When do they pay out? So that one you cannot say because mine is like this. No, it's very hard. Last question.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Some of the questions can be sent and maybe I will respond to them. Yes,
My name is Liquid Steven from School of Law. Mine is kind of a suggestion to MURBS. Can't MURBS work out a policy with Bank of Uganda to provide us with either certificates to all members that are employees of Makerere, to give us a certificate that can work as collateral security that I can present to any bank and get a loan. Because me, I run a side hustle that has gone beyond that level, 20,000, 50,000. I'm into photography. And that business is capital intensive. Those machines are very expensive. So I would need to get a loan from a bank.
Are you a student or a staff?
I'm a staff. I said I work with School of Law.
A staff, your appointment letter. Just take it to the bank, ask them the money you want, as long as it's within that. I think they give you over 5 times of your salary. 5 times with your appointment letter. Go to any bank, tell them, as long as that, I think there is a relationship between the banks and the university. They don't ask much. They just don't ask much. So use the opportunity. And that is something that I identify here, that if you're a university staff, this is an opportunity. Use it now. When I had just started working, this is very, very personal. When I had just started working, I used to sit with a gentleman in my office. And he told me, "Sir, I'm going to start teaching you how to think like a man." Do you know what that means? Think like, if you're a woman, you think like. Come to my office, I'll tell you more. Online.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me summarize it. Some are similar. What do you have to say about those who start to fear? And then what's the name of the incubation center and its location? That one can be reiterated. But this one caught my attention because it's within your docket. The biggest challenge with side hustle is marketing. How do we break through the market? Many times middlemen take majority of the profits.
Thank you. I'll answer that one for the marketing. If that person is a staff of Makerere University, the School of Business is there, and they have the department. We run some of the series to support into marketing, branding, packaging, all that. And even the Entrepreneurship Center can support on that. Middlemen, it has always been the song. It is now and ever shall be, life without end. Nobody wants to be in business. Now, you can start a business when you're a middleman. You are coordinating to a seller and a buyer. You ask for a commission. So that one, depending on the relationship and how you negotiate with them, that is what determines how much are they going to take and how much are they taking, and also depending on the product and service that you're selling. Other than that, everything almost has always been that middlemen, you can choose. And today with online selling, by the way, digital marketing has saved because you go direct to the buyer. You get it? Here, and you have done it, I have done it. You go on TikTok, you have seen something you like, the number is there. You call the person and they deliver. You have bypassed the middleman of any product. Nebo chiba changu echo, madam. Oshiteka ku TikTok. Noteka ke number. Today, even food delivery, bino nyanya butungulu. They are there in the market. As long as you want tomatoes and nyanya and butunguru and all that, you just call a company and they will deliver exactly what you want. You have cut out all the middlemen. So there are so many ways and strategies of making sure that you deal with middlemen and how you can cut them. But in most cases, if you are big, it is hard to do away with them. The only channel you can do is when you have a direct interface with them, and technology has come to help and, support us in this. Any other, or we conclude?
I think we can conclude.
We can conclude. Is there any other question here? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think he did business. I think business development. I don't know, but it must be business related. I'm not sure. But the correlation between education and entrepreneurship has been demystified from us here. You don't have to be educated to start a business. Or to succeed. You don't need it. We know that there are people who don't even have P7, even senior, the employee, professors. So we do not use education as an excuse anymore to say that we cannot be entrepreneurs. Yeah, he's telling us that the owner of King Caesar University, he's an entrepreneur. He just graduated the other week from Makerere University. So, you don't mention people's names, but you have got it. Okay, thank you very much. I hand back to the organizing team.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah Bimbona, for the insightful responses and for engaging our members and the students that have attended. Valuable knowledge. So we're going to close by inviting our trustee, Mr. George Ngabirano, who is online. He's just going to give us a few closing remarks in a few minutes. Yes, Mr. Ngabirano, you can speak. And then afterwards, we're going to have a photo at the end of the session, right here. Thank you very much. Mr. Ngabirano, you can speak.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Sarah Bimbona, for this very informative session, informative and participatory session that we've all had this afternoon. We thank you for the very important points. We thank you. Just checking whether I am audible. Rebecca, can you hear me? Oh, yes. I was saying, we thank you for the main themes that you've touched on. You've basically given us a business administration class, raised all the principles that we need to know, how to set up, the importance of aligning one's skills, passion, and the reality. We thank you very much, even for the issues that you raised on leveraging automation, technology, and the digital facilities that are now available to us. Dr. Sarah, we really, really appreciate the help you're giving the students, to our members, to us the trustees, to the staff of the Secretariat. We thank you, and we thank you all the participants for taking the time in such big numbers to participate in this engagement. We wish you a good evening. Thank you.